So what am I doing differently this postpartum, this birth and postpartum, compared to my first time around? I will tell you, because I've learned a thing or two or 12. So when I was 36 weeks and 6 days, my mom came into town. She lives a couple hours away. And that night, my water broke. And the next day, my baby was born. And I was like, wait, what? Like, we were going to spend 3 to 4, maybe 5 days cooking when I was 37 weeks so that we had a bunch of, freshly prepared freezer meals ready to go. But that didn't happen because the baby decided to come. And we were basically left with nothing. Thank God my mom was in town because she was able to help with our son that we had adopted earlier in the year. When we were in the hospital, she was able to kind of like scramble and make a couple stews for me. So I had something the first couple days postpartum, but I had hoped to have, several weeks of meals prepared. But instead of being prepared ahead of time, we were like scrambling, and my mom was constantly in the kitchen trying to make me some food and whatnot that first week postpartum. But now this time around, I'm focusing a lot less on baby stuff and nursery decorations and registries, and focusing so much more on preparing for my own birth and recovery. Specifically, one big thing I'm doing differently. There's a lot, but one big thing I'm doing differently is I started the postpartum nourishing meal prep way earlier, like at 23, 24 weeks-ish, 24, 25 weeks is when I started prepping postpartum meals. But instead of trying to just kind of like do one big cooking marathon or, something like that where we cook for 3 or 4 days or whatever, I decided to make it a lot less overwhelming on myself because I also have 2 kids that I'm parenting at this point. But what I can do is set aside maybe 2 or 3 hours one time a week for 8, 9, 10 weeks to make a recipe, a nourishing recipe in bulk. My top priority is getting 1 batch meal a week done for about 10 weeks. So if I start around, if you start around 20 something weeks, 24, 25, then 10 weeks later, you're pretty much done with all your prep by 34, 35 weeks. And so preparing in the best ways possible to give myself the nutrients I need, the sustenance I need, and keeping it really easy, number one priority this time.